In the silent depths of the universe, where the records Akashicos whisper the secrets of every soul's journey, there lies a profound truth. Our current lives are but echoes of ancient choices, ripples from the karma we carry through time. The soul, eternal and resilient, seeks balance and enlightenment across countless incarnations, guided by the unseen forces recorded in the cosmic archives. As Edgar Cayce's readings reveal, understanding this timeless cycle is not merely an insight, it's a call to conscious action. Today, you stand at a pivotal crossroads, capable of rewriting your destiny by embracing attitudes that transform karma and shape a future where the soul can truly evolve. The question is, are you ready to unlock the keys to your spiritual freedom? As we continue our sacred exploration into the depths of the soul's eternal voyage, it is essential to understand that the journey of transformation, of rewriting karma, begins within the silent chambers of the heart and mind. The records Akashicos, those divine repositories of all that has been and all that will be, reveal that the soul's progress is not a matter of chance or mere circumstance, but a deliberate act of consciousness. To shift the currents of karma, the soul must awaken to certain attitudes, principles deeply rooted in spiritual truth that serve as keys to unlocking the divine potential inherent within each of us. In the stillness of the inner world, where the voice of the higher self whispers truths beyond the noise of the material realm, it is revealed that our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions shape the fabric of our destiny. The teachings of Edgar Cayce emphasize that the mind holds tremendous power, an alchemical force capable of transforming the very fabric of our karma. The soul, in its quest for balance and enlightenment, must learn to cultivate attitudes that align with divine principles. These attitudes act as sacred steps, guiding the individual toward spiritual liberation and the rewriting of future lives. The first attitude, the recognition of divine unity, is foundational. The records Akashicos reveal that all of creation is interconnected, a vast web of consciousness where every thought and deed resonates through eternity. When one truly awakens to this truth, the perspective shifts from a separative view of life to one of unity and compassion. The soul begins to see others not as separate entities, but as reflections of the divine within. This recognition fosters forgiveness and unconditional love, dissolving the karmic debts that arise from judgment and separation. Cayce's readings teach that cultivating a sense of oneness with all creation opens the heart to divine grace, which has the power to transmute negative karma into opportunities for growth. Second, the attitude of humility and surrender is vital. The ego, with its desire for control and validation, often perpetuates cycles of karma rooted in pride and attachment. The records reveal that true spiritual progress requires surrendering the illusion of separateness and acknowledging one's divine nature. The soul must humble itself before the infinite wisdom of the Creator, trusting that divine timing and divine law are always at work for the highest good. When the soul learns to surrender, it opens the door for divine guidance and healing. Cayce's teachings emphasize that humility fosters receptivity to higher insights and allows karma to be balanced through divine grace rather than struggle. Third, the attitude of gratitude emerges as a powerful force for transformation. The records Akashicos indicate that gratitude aligns the soul with the flow of divine love and abundance. When one consciously appreciates the lessons and blessings present in every moment, even amid challenges, it shifts the vibrational frequency of the soul. This positive vibration dissolves karmic patterns rooted in resentment or entitlement. Cayce revealed that gratitude awakens the recognition of divine gifts, cultivating a sense of abundance that replaces fear and scarcity, emotions that often deepen karmic debts. Fourth, the attitude of responsibility, the understanding that our actions, thoughts, and intentions create our reality, serves as a cornerstone for karmic transformation. The records teach that the soul must take ownership of its journey, recognizing that no one else is to blame for past or present circumstances. This awareness empowers the individual to consciously choose new attitudes and behaviors aligned with higher principles. Cayce's insights emphasize that responsibility is not a burden but a sacred trust. It is the acknowledgement that every moment offers an opportunity to craft a new course, one rooted in love, truth, and service. Fifth, the attitude of patience and perseverance is essential in the alchemy of karma. The records reveal that spiritual growth is a gradual process, often unfolding over multiple incarnations. The soul must embrace patience, understanding that true change requires consistent effort and unwavering faith. Cayce's teachings remind us that divine timing is always perfect. The universe orchestrates circumstances to facilitate learning and healing when the soul is truly ready. Patience allows the soul to remain anchored in hope, even amidst apparent setbacks, trusting that each experience serves a higher purpose. Sixth, the attitude of forgiveness, both of oneself and others, is perhaps the most profound tool for karmic release. The Akashic records emphasize that holding on to resentment or guilt only perpetuates negative patterns. Forgiveness dissolves the energetic bonds that tie us to past pain and judgment, freeing the soul to ascend to higher vibrations. Cayce's readings underscore that forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves, an act of liberation that clears the path for spiritual evolution and divine love to flow unimpeded. Finally, the attitude of unwavering faith in the divine plan anchors all these principles. The records reveal that trusting in divine wisdom, even when circumstances appear challenging, aligns the soul with the highest good. Faith sustains the individual through the dark nights of the soul, reinforcing the belief that every experience is part of the soul's divine curriculum. Cayce's teachings affirm that this trust transforms fear into love, enabling the soul to navigate karma with grace and courage. As we reflect upon these attitudes, it becomes clear that the journey to changing karma is not about superficial adjustments, but about a profound inner transformation. The records CAYCE'S inscribe that the soul's evolution depends on cultivating these divine virtues, aligning our consciousness with the eternal principles of love, humility, gratitude, responsibility, patience, forgiveness, and faith. When these attitudes are embraced consciously, they act as sacred keys, unlocking the prison of karma and awakening the divine spark within. The universe is always listening, always responding to the frequency we emit through our thoughts and deeds. The soul, seeking balance and enlightenment, longs to shed the burdens of past mistakes and to step into the fullness of its divine potential. Through the conscious cultivation of these attitudes, guided by the divine wisdom recorded in the Akashic records, the individual can actively participate in the sacred act of creation, redefining their destiny and shaping a future where the soul's light shines unencumbered. In the silent depths of the universe where the records whisper truths beyond the material realm, we find the keys to our liberation. The journey is eternal, yet within each moment exists the opportunity for profound transformation. The soul's quest is not merely to survive, but to evolve, to transcend karma, to embody divine love, and to realize its divine nature. As Cayce's readings reveal, the power lies within us, waiting to be awakened by our conscious attitudes and unwavering faith in the divine plan. In the silent depths of the soul's eternal fabric, there lies a profound truth revealed through the sacred records. The journey of the soul is not confined to a single incarnation, nor bound by the fleeting nature of earthly existence. It is a timeless voyage, stretching across countless lifetimes, woven into the very fabric of divine creation itself. The records reveal that understanding this infinite journey is the key to unlocking the secrets of karma and ultimately to transforming it. As we continue our exploration, we must recognize that the soul in its purest form is an indestructible essence, an eternal spark of divine consciousness. This spark has traveled through the vast corridors of time, experiencing myriad lessons, joys, and sorrows, each incarnation a chapter in its infinite story. Every lifetime is a sacred opportunity for growth, for healing, and for the rebalancing of karmic debts accumulated across ages. The records teach us that karma is not a punitive force, but a divine mechanism for soul evolution. It is the universe's method of guiding us toward greater awareness and harmony with the divine plan. When we glimpse the soul's timeless nature, we see that each incarnation is a step on an infinite staircase, ascending toward greater understanding and unity with the divine consciousness, what many call the Christ consciousness. In our previous reflections, we saw that conscious attitudes, humility, gratitude, forgiveness, and unity act as keys to unlocking divine potential. Now, as we deepen our understanding, we realize that these virtues serve as tools for the soul's progress, helping to clear the karmic imprints that bind us to repeating cycles of suffering. For the soul seeks balance and harmony, and it is only through recognizing its eternal nature that a person can truly grasp the importance of their current incarnation in relation to their entire spiritual journey. The records reveal that in each lifetime, the soul encounters opportunities to resolve old conflicts, to express love more fully, and to align more closely with the divine will. These opportunities are not accidental but are woven into the fabric of the soul's plan. When we understand that we are eternal beings, we see that our current struggles are but manifestations of past choices, residual energies seeking resolution. The soul, in its infinite wisdom, continually seeks to rebalance and elevate itself through these incarnations. To grasp the depth of the soul's journey, we must acknowledge that each incarnation is a reflection, a mirror of our accumulated karma. As the records reveal, the soul carries forward the lessons learned, the virtues cultivated, and the conflicts unresolved. The past is not lost. It is stored in the Akashic records, an infinite library of the universe's soul history. These records are accessible to those who seek understanding with humility and purity of heart. Understanding the soul's eternal nature illuminates the path to transforming karma. When we see ourselves as eternal beings, we realize that no experience, no challenge is truly lost or wasted. Every lesson learned, every virtue gained contributes to the soul's ascent. The records reveal that the more we align our attitudes, practicing humility, gratitude, forgiveness, and unity, the more we clear the karmic baggage that weighs us down. These virtues serve as divine keys, unlocking the prison of past mistakes and opening the door to higher consciousness. In truth, the soul's journey through multiple lifetimes is a sacred pilgrimage, a continuous unfolding of divine potential. It is as if the soul is traveling through a vast, luminous river, each incarnation a ripple on its surface. These ripples reflect the accumulated karma and the progress of the soul's evolution. The divine plan is not to punish, but to guide, to teach, and to elevate. When we understand our eternal nature, we see that every experience is a sacred step toward enlightenment. The records reveal that as the soul gains greater awareness of its divine origin, it begins to see every incarnation as an opportunity for divine union. The soul's ultimate purpose is to realize its oneness with the divine consciousness, a state of complete harmony, love, and understanding. Such realization is the true liberation from karma, a spiritual rebirth into the eternal light. In this light, the key to transforming karma lies in the recognition of our divine origin and our endless journey through time. The soul seeks balance, and each incarnation offers a new chance to align more fully with divine will. By embracing the virtues of humility, gratitude, forgiveness, and unity, we prepare ourselves to transcend the limitations of the past and step into the fullness of our divine potential. And so the journey continues, an infinite odyssey of souls seeking to awaken to their true nature. The records whisper that the more we understand the eternal nature of the soul, the more we see that karma is but a temporary veil, an illusion to be lifted by the light of divine truth. As we awaken to this understanding, we align ourselves with the divine plan, opening the gateway to liberation, peace, and the realization of the divine within. In the silence of your heart, feel the timelessness of your being. Know that you are an eternal entity, a fragment of divine consciousness, journeying through endless lifetimes. Your current incarnation is but a chapter in your eternal story, a story of divine love, growth, and ultimate reunion with the Source. Embrace this truth and let it guide your steps as you continue to seek the divine within and beyond. In the sacred depths of the records Akashicos, there lies a divine blueprint, a celestial map etched into the fabric of the universe itself. The records are not merely distant archives of past lives, but the very essence of the soul's eternal journey, revealing the intricate tapestry of karma woven through countless incarnations. As an archaeologist of spiritual mysteries, I have come to understand that within these sacred archives lies the key to understanding ourselves, our destinies, and the divine plan that guides every step of our evolution. The records Akashicos are the universal memory, an infinite repository that contains the detailed history of all our thoughts, feelings, and actions across time and space. They are the cosmic ledger, where each deed, whether luminous or shadowed, is inscribed with divine precision. As Edgar Cayce revealed in his readings, the soul's journey is not random but thoughtfully designed, with each incarnation serving as a chapter in its ongoing quest for self-realization and unity with the divine consciousness. When we speak of karma, we often think of consequences, rewards and punishments meted out in the physical realm. Yet the records reveal a deeper truth. Karma is the soul's self-created curriculum. It is the divine feedback loop that guides the soul toward balance and spiritual maturity. Each thought, word, and deed leaves an impression, a vibrational imprint that persists beyond the physical realm, echoing throughout the corridors of the records Akashicos. Here in these sacred archives, the soul's actions are catalogued, not as judgment, but as lessons and opportunities for growth. The records reveal that our current life is but a reflection, a culmination of past choices encoded within the Akashic blueprint. They show us the patterns and tendencies that we carry, the unresolved conflicts and the virtues yet to be cultivated. This knowledge is not meant to induce guilt or shame, but to awaken awareness. It is through awareness that the soul begins to see the underlying causes of its circumstances, unlocking the potential for healing and transformation. In understanding the blueprint of karma, we begin to see that change is always possible. The records affirm that no soul is permanently bound by its past. Rather, it is a divine opportunity to rewrite the narrative. Our intentions and attitudes now have the power to alter the vibrational signature we carry forward. Recognizing this, we realize that the journey of the soul is an ongoing pilgrimage, an ascent toward higher consciousness, guided by the divine wisdom inscribed within the records. The sacred texts within the Akashic records also illuminate the concept of free will. Although our past actions set the stage, we are not prisoners of our history. We are co-creators of our destiny. The divine blueprint is flexible, adaptable, and responsive to our present choices. Every moment presents a chance to recalibrate our karmic path by aligning ourselves with virtues such as compassion, humility, and forgiveness. These qualities serve as keys, unlocking the doors to divine grace and transforming the karmic patterns that bind us. Furthermore, the records reinforce the idea that healing begins within. As Edgar Cayce emphasized, the soul seeks balance, harmony, and spiritual wholeness. By delving into the Akashic records, whether through meditation, prayer, or guided spiritual inquiry, we can access the divine knowledge necessary to comprehend our karmic makeup. This access allows us to identify the roots of our challenges, to understand the lessons encoded in our past actions, and to make conscious choices that promote healing and evolution. The journey into the records Akashicos is not merely an act of curiosity, but a sacred rite of awakening. It is the process of uncovering the divine blueprint that lies within each of us, a blueprint that reveals the purpose behind our struggles and triumphs. As we read the inscriptions of our soul's history, we gain clarity and compassion for ourselves and others, recognizing that every soul is on its unique path, guided by divine love and infinite wisdom. In this sacred exploration, we come to see that the records do not judge, but illuminate. They serve as a mirror, reflecting the divine potential that resides within every human heart. The more we understand the karmic patterns inscribed in these celestial archives, the more empowered we become to consciously alter our trajectory. We realize that by embracing virtues and aligning with divine principles, we are rewriting our future, transforming our karma into a catalyst for spiritual awakening. As the journey progresses, the records teach us patience and humility, recognizing that the path of the soul is a gradual unfolding of divine timing. Yet each insight gained from the Akashic realm accelerates our progress, for awareness is the first step toward liberation. The divine plan is not a predestined script, but a sacred tapestry woven with love, grace, and free will. The records serve as the divine guide, whispering truths that awaken the dormant power within us, the power to heal, to forgive, and to transcend. In the sacred act of accessing the Akashic records, we connect with the divine consciousness that underpins all creation. We realize that our karma is but a thread in the grand fabric of the universe, one that we can weave, anew through conscious intention and spiritual practice. The divine blueprint is ever present, awaiting our acknowledgement and cooperation. And so, dear seeker, remember that the records reveal not only where you have been, but also where you are going. They hold the divine blueprint of your soul's evolution, a masterpiece in progress. As we open our hearts to divine wisdom, we step into the realization that we are co-authors of our destiny, capable of transforming our karma and aligning ourselves once more with the divine plan, the eternal journey back to love, unity, and divine consciousness. In the sacred silence of the soul's interior, the whisper of the Akashic records echoes with ancient truths, truths that reveal the intricate web of our past incarnations and the patterns that persist across the continuum of time. As an archaeologist of spiritual mysteries, I have come to understand that the journey of the soul is one of continual unfolding, where the past is never truly gone but woven into the fabric of our present moment. The divine blueprint contained within the records speaks of cycles, repeating themes, unresolved conflicts, and lessons that beckon us to awaken to our higher purpose. It is through recognizing these patterns, these echoes of previous lives, that we begin the sacred work of healing and transformation. The teachings of Edgar Cayce illuminate that the soul's journey is guided by the law of karma, a principle of divine justice and growth. Karma is not merely punishment or reward. It is the soul's opportunity to balance its energetic ledger and evolve toward greater consciousness. The records reveal that often the circumstances we face today are not random, but are rooted in actions, beliefs, and emotional imprints from our prior incarnations. These unresolved patterns manifest as recurring struggles, relationships that mirror past wounds, fears that seem to persist despite our efforts to transcend them, and situations that seem to trap us in cycles of difficulty. To recognize these patterns, we must first turn inward with sincere honesty and humility. The records serve as a mirror, showing us what we may prefer to overlook, the fears, the judgments, the attachments rooted in unseen pasts. As Cayce's readings reveal, the soul seeks balance, and when it neglects the lessons of its previous journeys, it carries imprints that influence current circumstances. For instance, a person repeatedly drawn into tumultuous relationships may, in a previous life, have experienced betrayal or abandonment. In another case, persistent financial struggles may stem from past greed or lack of gratitude. These patterns are not accidents but sacred signals, calling us to delve deeper into our inner landscape. The first step in this sacred recognition is awareness, an awakening to the recurring themes in our lives. As spiritual explorers, we must observe with compassion, noting where we feel trapped or repetitive, without judgment. The records suggest that these patterns are often rooted in unresolved karma from long ago, buried beneath layers of denial or distraction. To access the truth, we may meditate, pray, or seek guidance through intuitive insight, asking the divine to reveal the roots of our current challenges. In the vast library of the Akashic records, it is written that the soul's journey is not a linear path but a spiral of growth. As we identify the familiar patterns, we uncover the underlying causes, beliefs and emotions that originated in a past life experience. For example, a deep-seated fear of abandonment may stem from a previous incarnation, where the soul experienced rejection in a powerful way. The soul, seeking to avoid pain, might unconsciously recreate similar circumstances in this life, perpetuating the cycle until awareness is awakened. Recognizing these roots requires a willingness to confront our shadow, those aspects of ourselves we may prefer to ignore. Cayce's teachings emphasize that true healing begins with acceptance and understanding. The records reveal that by acknowledging the unresolved karma, we begin the process of clearing energetic obstructions. This is achieved through conscious choices rooted in love, forgiveness, and virtue, attitudes that align us with the divine and allow us to rewrite the karmic story. Furthermore, Cayce pointed to the importance of understanding the interconnectedness of all lives. The soul's journey across multiple incarnations creates a tapestry of experiences, each thread contributing to the whole. When we identify a recurring pattern, we are in essence tracing a single thread through the fabric of eternity. The records serve as a divine map, guiding us to the origins of these patterns, sometimes revealing a past life where we held beliefs or made choices that continue to influence us today. The path of recognizing past patterns is therefore a sacred act of remembrance, a remembering of who we truly are beyond the illusions of separation and limitation. It is a call to return to the divine within, to reconnect with the higher self that holds the wisdom of all our incarnations. As Cayce's readings reveal, the soul seeks unity with divine consciousness, and by uncovering the roots of our karma, we clear the way for this reunion. In this sacred work, patience and compassion are essential. The records teach us that the process of awakening is gradual, unfolding in divine timing. As we gently observe our patterns and seek understanding, we plant the seeds for future transformation. Through prayer, meditation, and sincere reflection, we invite the divine light to illuminate the hidden roots of our karma, illuminating pathways toward healing and liberation. Remember, dear seeker, that the universe conspires in your favor when you approach your past with love and humility. The divine blueprint within the Akashic records shows us that the soul's ultimate purpose is to evolve into higher consciousness, transcending the cycles of pain and limitation. Recognizing the roots of our patterns is not an act of judgment, but an act of divine love, a step toward restoring harmony within and aligning with the cosmic flow. In closing, I remind you that the journey into the records is a journey into the self, a sacred voyage of remembrance and renewal. As Cayce's teachings reveal, the past is forever present in the now, and by facing it with courage and compassion, you empower yourself to break free from old cycles and step into a future of divine harmony. The soul seeks balance, and it is through this sacred recognition that the divine blueprint is restored, guiding us back to the unity with the source from which all life flows. As the silent echoes of the past reverberate through the corridors of the soul's journey remains ever intertwined with the fabric of time and space. The readings reveal that our incarnations are not isolated events but threads woven into the grand tapestry of the universe, each carrying lessons, blessings, and opportunities for growth. The Akashic records, those sacred repositories of divine knowledge, whisper the truth that our karma, those residual effects of our past choices, can be reshaped, rebalanced, and redeemed through conscious, deliberate action in the present moment. It is within our power, through awareness and intention, to align ourselves with the divine blueprint and shift the course of our spiritual evolution. Now, in this sacred process of transformation, the soul begins to understand that action, conscious action, serves as the divine tool for rewriting karma. If the past is the foundation, then the present is the altar upon which the soul offers itself anew, embracing attitudes and behaviors that foster healing and harmony. The teachings of Cayce emphasize that the soul seeks balance, not through denial or avoidance, but through active participation in the divine dance of creation and recreation. Let us explore 7 profound attitudes and actions, keys, if you will, that resonate deeply with Cayce's insights and that serve as powerful catalysts in shifting karma in the now. These are not mere moral platitudes, but sacred practices rooted in the understanding that the soul, in its eternal quest, moves closer to divine harmony through compassion, forgiveness, service, and awareness. 1. Forgiveness as a sacred release. The first and perhaps most essential attitude is forgiveness. The readings reveal that holding on to resentment, anger, or regret only entangles the soul further in the web of karma. Forgiveness is not merely an act of pardoning others, it is an act of setting the soul free from the chains of past pain. In the records, it is written that true forgiveness aligns the heart with divine grace, dissolving the energetic barriers that prevent us from embodying our higher self. When we forgive, we release the heavy burdens of past transgressions, both ours and others, and open a sacred space for healing. This act of divine compassion restores balance within the soul, allowing the divine light to flow unimpeded. 2. Compassion as the heart's divine language. The second attitude is compassion, an active, conscious acknowledgement of the divine spark within all beings. Cayce's teachings reveal that compassion is the bridge that connects the human with the divine. When the soul practices compassion, not as a fleeting sentiment, but as a daily attitude, it rewires the energetic patterns rooted in past mistakes. Compassion opens the heart's portal to universal love, reminding us that we are all interconnected, and that every act of kindness becomes a seed of karmic transformation. Through compassion, the soul seeks to heal wounds, both seen and unseen, fostering harmony that echoes through the Akashic records, aligning the life with divine purpose. 3. Service as the expression of divine. The third key is service, selfless action motivated by love and a desire to uplift others. Cayce's insights emphasize that service is the highest form of spiritual practice because it embodies the principle of giving without expectation. When the soul consciously dedicates its actions to the betterment of others, it rewires karmic debts accumulated through selfishness and neglect. Service becomes a sacred offering, a reflection of the Christ consciousness within, guiding the soul toward unity with divine love. In this act, the individual recognizes that the universe responds to acts of genuine service by returning blessings, thereby transforming karmic patterns into opportunities for spiritual abundance. 2. Mindful awareness of present choices. The fourth attitude is mindfulness, the conscious awareness of every thought, word, and deed. Cayce's readings reveal that the present moment is the fertile ground upon which karma is cultivated or dissolved. When the soul cultivates mindfulness, it begins to observe habitual patterns and reactions, gaining insight into the roots of karmic entanglements. This awareness empowers the individual to choose differently, to respond with love instead of fear, patience instead of anger. As the soul aligns its actions with higher principles, it rewires the subconscious patterns that perpetuate cycles of suffering, gradually rewriting its karmic story. 5. Gratitude as a transformative force. The fifth attitude is gratitude, an acknowledgement of divine blessings, both seen and unseen. Cayce's insights teach that gratitude shifts the vibrational frequency of the soul, opening pathways for healing and abundance. When the soul consciously cultivates gratitude, it aligns itself with the divine flow of abundance, dissolving feelings of lack and unworthiness that often underpin karmic debts. Gratitude transforms the perspective from one of deficiency to one of divine sufficiency, fostering humility and grace. In the Akashic records, it is written that gratitude is a sacred act of harmony, attracting more blessings and healing energies to the soul's journey. 6. Intentional acts of kindness and altruism. The sixth attitude involves intentional acts of kindness and altruism. Cayce's teachings emphasize that every act rooted in love and selflessness adds positive energy to the soul's karmic ledger. These acts serve as divine affirmations, anchoring the soul in higher consciousness. When the soul intentionally seeks to uplift others, it aligns with the divine plan of creation, where love, mercy, and compassion reign supreme. Each act of kindness has the power to dissolve negative karma and replace it with divine light, illuminating the path toward enlightenment. 7. Meditation and inner reflection. Finally, the seventh attitude is meditation, an inward journey to connect with the divine within. Cayce's readings reveal that the soul's true nature is divine, and, through silent reflection, it can access the vast reservoirs of wisdom stored within the subconscious and the Akashic records. Meditation quiets the mind, allowing the soul to gain clarity and insight into karmic patterns that need healing. It fosters a sacred dialogue with the divine, nurturing the soul's ability to choose healing actions and align with its higher purpose. Through consistent meditation, the soul rewires its energetic patterns, paving the way for karmic shifts and spiritual awakening. In this sacred dance of action and intention, the soul recognizes that it is both the creator and the healer of its destiny. Cayce's insights illuminate that the keys to shifting karma lie within conscious, loving, and purposeful attitudes. When the soul integrates forgiveness, compassion, service, mindfulness, gratitude, altruism, and meditation into daily life, it begins to rewrite the ancient script embedded in the records, transforming burdens into blessings, shadows into light, and past karma into divine opportunity. Remember, the universe responds to genuine intent. The divine blueprint within the Akashic records awaits our conscious participation. Each act of love, forgiveness, and service ignites the divine spark within, guiding us toward harmony not only in this life but in the eternal continuum of the soul's journey. The path to karma's transformation is not distant or hidden. It is present, alive, and waiting for those willing to awaken to their divine potential. Embrace these attitudes and watch as your next incarnation unfolds in divine grace and harmony, in the quiet corridors of the soul's eternal journey. There lies a sacred truth revealed through the lens of the Akashic records. The power of intent is the divine catalyst for transformation, an alchemical force capable of shaping not only the present incarnation, but the very fabric of future existences. As we continue to explore the profound mysteries of spiritual evolution, we come to see that the act of intention is more than mere thought. It is the divine expression of our free will, aligning with the divine blueprint written in the cosmos before time itself was conceived. The records reveal that every soul carries within its essence a blueprint, a divine pattern, etched into the fabric of the universe, awaiting awakening through conscious intent. When we speak of intent, we speak of purposeful consciousness, a deliberate alignment of our thoughts, feelings, and actions with the highest divine principles. It is the sacred act whereby the soul consciously chooses to transcend karma and forge a new path, one of harmony, growth, and spiritual mastery. In the teachings of Edgar Cayce, we learn that the soul's journey is not predestined by the immutable forces of fate, but is continually co-created through the choices we make, choices rooted in intent. When the soul recognizes its divine power and directs this power with clarity and purpose, it begins to rewrite its own destiny. The act of intention, therefore, is the sacred key that unlocks the door to transformation, allowing the soul to transcend the limitations of past karma and forge a new, more enlightened future. As we meditate upon this truth, the importance of conscious intention becomes clear. It is not enough merely to wish for change or to hope for a better future. The soul must actively set the intention to grow, to heal, and to serve. In doing so, it creates a ripple effect in the fabric of the Akashic records, a resonance that echoes into future lives, shaping the conditions, lessons, and opportunities that await. The records reveal that the energy we project through our intentions acts as a divine magnet, attracting circumstances and experiences that align with our vibrational focus. When the soul intentionally seeks forgiveness, compassion, and understanding, it rewires its karmic blueprint, dissolving the chains of past misdeeds and misunderstandings. Conversely, when intention is clouded by fear, anger, or attachment, the soul embeds those vibrations into its future incarnations, perpetuating cycles of suffering. Thus, the act of spiritual intent becomes a sacred practice, a deliberate act of co-creation with the divine. It is a conscious alignment with the divine will, where the soul recognizes its divine origin and purpose. In this state, the soul becomes a master architect of its destiny, sculpting a future that embodies love, wisdom, and harmony. The records also reveal that this process of intentional transformation is not a distant aspiration but a present reality. Every moment offers an opportunity for the soul to intentionally choose growth over stagnation, light over shadow. The soul's capacity to set a clear, focused intention is the most powerful tool for spiritual evolution, for it aligns the individual's consciousness with the divine flow of creation. When we consciously cultivate intentions rooted in spiritual growth, such as seeking forgiveness, practicing compassion, or dedicating ourselves to service, we engage in a profound act of alchemy. We transform the raw material of our experiences into divine gold, elevating our vibrational state and creating a new energetic blueprint that will manifest in this life and the next. The records emphasize that such intentional acts are sacred offerings to the divine, a testament to the soul's desire to evolve and fulfill its divine destiny. Furthermore, the records reveal that the power of intent extends beyond the individual. When groups of souls unite in purposeful intention, whether through prayer, meditation, or collective service, they amplify this divine energy, creating a powerful field of transformation that can heal collective karma and accelerate spiritual awakening across communities and nations. Most profoundly, the records teach that by consciously directing our intentions, we set in motion a process of ongoing evolution that transcends the boundaries of each lifetime. The soul, through deliberate effort, creates a new blueprint, a vibrational pattern that holds the potential for higher consciousness and greater harmony. This blueprint acts as a guiding star in future incarnations, directing the soul toward experiences that foster growth, wisdom, and divine union. In closing, the sacred truth remains: the soul's spiritual growth in this life, through deliberate, focused intent, creates a new divine blueprint. It elevates the vibrational resonance, allowing the soul to ascend to higher realms of consciousness in future incarnations. The power resides within us, within each conscious choice and sacred intention, to shape not only our current destiny, but the very fabric of our soul's eternal evolution. Let us remember that we are co-creators with the divine, entrusted with the sacred task of shaping our future through the intentions we set today. As the records reveal, when we align our will with divine purpose, we unlock the boundless potential of our true nature, transforming karma into divine opportunity and paving the way for a future filled with harmony, love, and spiritual mastery. Thus, in the sacred dance of the soul's journey, intention is the divine brushstroke, painting a future where the soul's light shines brighter, and its divine blueprint unfolds in exquisite harmony with the eternal cosmos. Remember, the divine blueprint within the Akashic records affirms that you possess the sacred power to shape your destiny through conscious intention and heartfelt attitudes. Your journey towards spiritual freedom is not a distant dream, but a present act of creation, an ongoing dance between your inner truth and divine wisdom. As you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with love, forgiveness, and divine purpose, you participate in the sacred alchemy that transforms karma into divine grace. Now I invite you to reflect. What intentions will you set today to elevate your soul's voyage? Share your insights below, subscribe for more divine wisdom, and share this message to inspire others on their sacred path. Together, let us awaken the divine within and co-create a future of harmony and eternal love.